some people want to try to say that Sony is trying to do the right thing by trying to block mergers and stuff like that. But really, all Sony is trying to do, they're just trying to make it so hard for themselves. It's fucking embarrassing. So yeah, if anybody didn't know, the Microsoft deal with Activision is coming into shape, though. About 60 to 70 billion dollars that they're going to be making. And like I said, I was saying that I was hoping that they'd actually make this deal because right now, Call of Duty right now is like gone to shit, and that PlayStation's contract is about to expire soon, which I haven't said though. But yeah, this is getting ridiculous at this point, Sony. You guys should actually stop relying on Call of Duty so much because, quite frankly, you're signed with a contract partnership. You're not actually owning Call of Duty at this point at all. Same thing with Microsoft. They never owned Call of Duty back when Xbox 360 was around, though. So while you people are going around trying to say that, oh, they shouldn't, PlayStation shouldn't do that, man. They go around, they shouldn't do that, man. Like Microsoft shouldn't be buying Call of Duty, man. It's some anti-consumer bullshit. Thing is that Microsoft actually brought in like a nice deal though. They said that hey, we're gonna pay Activision. We're gonna clean the fucking house. We're gonna actually make something way better than before. We're gonna also put Call of Duty on the Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass. Don't worry. We'll also give Sony a 10-year contract to say that hey, Call of Duty will still be there on PlayStation. Like Call of Duty wasn't originally on PlayStation. Let us remind you, it was mainly like an Xbox thing. Windows, if you actually want to be more generous though, but it used to be mainly on Xbox 360 like, as a partnership though. So the people that are going around and saying that Microsoft should not buy this thing, that's how business rolls. And what the topic of this video, like I said, is Sony that is heavily relying on Call of Duty just shows that the PS5 was doomed to failure. Though PlayStation itself was also doomed to failure as well. So yeah, what a fucking joke, Sony! Like you guys have really ruined the Sony franchise with this bullshit ass fucking thing that you're doing. Let's just block the fucking merger. Let's just do something that is out of the ordinary. Let's just try to do this and that. You're ruining what could have possibly been a fucking good deal. Just seriously, just take the 10-year deal and just stand the fuck down. That's all you had to do. Honestly, what you're doing is quite frankly the most dumbest shit I've ever seen you actually do. So yeah, Sony, you guys are an embarrassment to the company. Like seriously, you're an embarrassment to the community. You're not really trying to make PlayStation better. You're just trying to make it so that whichever company that is trying to buy something, you're trying to block modesty. You're not modest. You're literally just trying to be a complete greedy, selfish moron. That's what you're trying to do, Jim Ryan. So yeah, Call of Duty being heavily relied by Sony is just shows that the PlayStation 5 was doomed to failure. Like the PlayStation 5 has already been doomed to failure anyways. Because most of the exclusives that came out were pretty much pretty much one and done. They're pretty much the same thing. Deja vu, like here we go. But yeah, Sony, you guys need to stand down. This thing that you're doing is completely stupid, and I think that hey, this is how a business has got to work. Okay, it is what it is. You could have done. And why do I think that way? Well, Sony, you could have done the same thing too. You could have made the same deal too, because hey, you're making billions and billions of dollars. Because I saw your net worth; it's over $100 billion. So why the fuck are you fucking complaining about another company that's buying another fair share? Because first off, just because they bought something doesn't mean you were invited to the party too, Sony. You could have done something though. So yeah, Sony, you guys, you're trying to claim that PlayStation is the number one console ever. I have news for you. That's not true. Okay. Why do you think Xbox 360 was beating PS3 in the first place? Huh? Because they were actually doing something and you guys weren't though. Same thing when it comes to the PS4. Even though Xbox One didn't beat PS4, PS4 still fails to shine me though. So yeah, this fucking thing that Sony is doing is a complete embarrassment. They're just doing it to save their own ass, which quite frankly is the most dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, Sony, you guys just need to stand down or make another deal. Seriously, you guys are complaining about Microsoft actually gonna buy Call of Duty simply because If you actually wanted Call of Duty, you could have actually made a better deal, or you could have made a game that was way better than Call of Duty. Why the fuck? Like the fact is that you had Killzone. You had fucking Killzone. Why couldn't you actually put that there? I mean, really, this is just some crybaby bullshit, dude. Sony, you could have done something too. You could have actually just made a better deal. Like, hey, no, let us try to make this type of deal. We'll buy it off of you. We'll make something better though. No, Sony, you're not really doing anything. You decide to play it the conservative way and just play the victim. And look at that 10 year that yearly contract that you made with Activision. It's already dried up. It's gone forever. It's gone. So Microsoft, please, you need to buy this fucking. You need to buy Activision because this shit that's going on right now is completely out of line, and I need this fucking thing. This thing needs. There needs to be. The house needs to be clean. Clean the fucking house. Like seriously, this company that's going around and doing this dumbass shit that Sony is doing. Like seriously, Sony, you guys, you guys aren't number one like you used to be. Okay, time has changed. Okay, we got Microsoft, we got Nintendo, we got all these other gaming platforms. We also have Windows. We also have like seriously, Sony ain't a top thing, ain't the top notch. So yeah, it's what I gotta say right there, people. Sony, you guys should have done something. And like I said, I used to root for you guys, but now it's like you don't even. Now it's like you completely betrayed me. So yeah, that's like good reason. There's a good reason why I bought the new Xbox in the first place because Sony just didn't give a fuck, just didn't give a fuck about me anymore, like they used to back in PS2. Back in PS1 and PS2. So yeah, Sony, you guys, whatever you're doing is really stupid. And Microsoft, I really do hope you actually buy this because, quite frankly, someone needs to clean the fucking house. Someone needs to clean the fucking house. I mean, buying a company. That's how a business runs. That's how a business is going to run, anyways. And Sony could have probably done the same thing too. So yeah, that's all I got to say though. Because the Sony heavily relying on Call of Duty just shows how much the PlayStation 5 was doomed to failure from the start. Yeah, it's fucking embarrassing.